Hi everybody and welcome back to another ABT video. So last week we saw Bob over here working on the 997 Porsche. In that particular episode we had a car in the background that we featured very slightly, but I think today it deserves its own time. So Bob, tell me a little bit more about what we're filming today.
Hey all, and welcome back. So remember last week we touched base on the BMW M5. So let's catch up with it and let's show you what we're doing. So come around. So last week we touched base on the BMW M5. So as you can see it now, the bumper's off. The reason we're doing the bumper, it's been through a previous body shop somewhere in its life. The colour weren't so great. Just down to the fact that this colour has so much pearlescent in there that when the light shines, it flips the colour. So what we're going to do, we're going to show you what's involved in taking one of these bumpers off and why we take a bumper off just to paint a bumper. So what we'll do, let's start with the inside. So to get one of these bumpers off, the backlights need to be removed, but to take the backlights out, we need to get to the inside, which involves taking back the interior carpet. So we've got to take the interior carpet back, we've got to take all the boot carpets out. So to take one of these lights out, you've got two 10mm headed nuts behind there, and then you got one going through there. So we've got to get to that through the carpet area. The bumper itself is held on by a load of clips and 8mm nuts and bolts all along this inside and along the bottom. So that's the bumper comes off. So let's head on inside and show you the bumper and what we've got to take off the bumper and why we've got to take it off. Coming in. Right, so here we are inside. We've got the bumper off the M5. As you can see, it's completely stripped down from all of its components. Why do we strip it down this far just to give it a paint job? Why don't we just leave it on the car, mask it up and paint it? We don't do things like that in our auto body techniques. So what we've done is we've taken all the components off, and that will help the paint flow all the way around the edges, all the way in. So what will happen is our paint will now go around all these edges. Had we masked the back light up and masked it up there, what happens over time is the water comes down, or when it rains, you wash the car, comes down, sits on that edge there where the paint hasn't quite gone through, and that's when you start getting the paint lifting and peeling off. So the way we do it, strip it down, have all the paint go around the edges into the parking sensor holes properly, so we've got no edge, there's no edge of paint. That's why we do what we do, so that it eliminates problems afterwards.
So Bob, you talked earlier about this just being a skin. Now for the uninitiated like myself, what does that mean? So
here we have, we've just got a bumper skin. It's stripped of its components, stripped off the lower diffuser. There's no components on it. That is a bare skin of a bumper. It's just a plastic skin. If you look behind it, there's no structure there.
There's no sensors,
there's no structure, there's nothing. It's just a plastic skin.
Okay.
So the real structure of a bumper is what's on the car. So the car will have a crash beam, a solid iron beam or a solid carbon beam. BMs like to use a carbon or a composite beam that goes behind the bumper. That's what has the structure behind it. It's all for weight reduction and so on and so forth.
So basically what we're doing right now is the same as what they would have done at the factory. They would have painted the skin separately and then built it up with all the various different
Exactly,
components.
yep.
So it's a factory style rebuild of the
That's
bumper.
what we try to do. We try to replicate as much as we can the way it would have been done at the manufacturer.
Bob, what's this?
So this has just turned up off a flatbed lorry. Stone recovered. That's the only details we got with it. Got a key, but we can't get into it. So at the moment, I'm trying to figure out how to get into it and assess what needs to be done to the car. But I think we got a trick up our sleeve. We got the computer program. We know that it's not a dead battery, so anyone that's going to put a comment in the comments below that, check the battery first. No, we've already done that. We've got nothing there. Doesn't want to know. So, but I've got a trick up my sleeve. We're going to get the computer onto it. Just crack on with it. So what we're doing here at the moment, I've got a program up and going specific to Porsche. What we're going to try and do is open the car because the car's deadlocked at the moment. So we're going to get into the system and try and get this door open. There you go. Happy days. Door's open. Now we've gained access to the car. So let's see what damage has been caused by the vandals and the car thieves.
All right, so Bob, we've got into the car now, but what's next?
Right, so yeah, we've gained entry into the car, but we're going to stop there. We're not going no further. We're not going into the car. We're doing nothing. There's a reason behind that. So being in the insurance bubble and what is required from us and what is safe for us and our staff in there, we've got to first of all wash and clean the outside so we can now see what damage has been caused by the vandals and the theft. So at the moment I know that, yeah, all the door handles have been broken. They've been pulled too hard, snapped all the door handles. There's a couple of other little bits around it that look quite obvious. But without a wash and a clean and really knowing what we're looking at, only then will we be able to see what the exterior needs, what we need to do to the exterior. Going over to the inside, like I say, that's as far as we're going. We're not going inside the car at the moment. We can see from here that there's damage. Things have been pulled out, but we're not going to go no further into it. Our next stage is we'll have an outside contractor come in who will clean that car inside. Reason being, we don't know what's been left inside by the thieves or the vandals. We don't know if there's any syringes, blades. We don't know anything what's in there. Even if there is anything in there, but I don't want to go in there and have a look and cut myself. So for that reason, we always have someone else come in who's experienced in that. While that's happening, we'll get a report from the insurance company, we'll get a report from the owner of the vehicle, just to make a story of what's happened with this car.
Yeah, just to ensure they're still sanitized and for our own protection, and I get that. Just a quick question. I see that the parts of the dash have been taken apart and so on. Again, we're not going inside, guys. Like we said, the sanitation process hasn't occurred yet. But at a guess, would you say that's someone trying to look for the trackers, or what do you think?
So yeah, most probably someone's been in there looking for trackers and alarm modules and whatnot. So once the vehicle's been sanitized and it's safe to go in, we'll hook our computers to the car. We'll go through all the ECUs and the programs in the car, see what's talking to what's not talking to what, and then we can start seeing what's missing, or if any wires have been cut.
Buy list, yeah,
and start making a list of what needs to be repaired inside.
Perfect. Well, what a shame, Bob. I mean, what a lovely car. Wouldn't have expected the car of this caliber to be stolen. But these days, well, things like this happen, unfortunately. So what a great episode, guys. So earlier we saw the process behind the M5 and why we do things properly. We took the bumper off. Why did we do that again?
Why did we do that? So that our paint goes all the way around the edges, eliminates any problems further down the line.
Full OEM spec restoration.
Yeah.
And now we've got the Macan.
Now we've got this Macan. We'll tap onto it in the next couple of weeks as we progress with it. It's washed, cleans. We made a list of it, and we can see what's missing, what's not, what's damaged.
The mystery behind the Macan. What was the story behind that Macan? If you guys want to find out more, stay tuned, and we will let you guys know as this story unveils. But I think with that, Bob, I think we're pretty much done, right?
That's it, we're done for another week.
Perfect. Well, look, guys, thank you very much for watching one of our videos again. If you have something to say, please leave a message in the comments. If you like what you see, please make sure you like. And if you're new to the channel, we would really, really appreciate a subscription. So if you could subscribe, that would be great. But with that, I think we're done, and see you next time, guys.
See you next week.